Friends, if you're looking for real old school laughs, you're in for a treat because we've got them right here. Flip City Magazine. Remember Mad Magazine? Then it went woke? Well, don't worry. Flip City has no chance of going woke. That's right. 4 times a year, you'll get an actual printed magazine full of jokes, stories, comics, and more, all about today's pop culture, entertainment, and woke politics. Flip City takes terrible entertainment trends we love to hate with hilarious parodies of Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Star Trek, Hunters, and more. Trust me when I say there is nothing else like Flip City on the market. So subscribe today. It will be delivered in print, or you can even get it digitally if you're one of those wacky Zoomers. Either way, follow our link and sign up today, and if you put in midnight, you get an extra 10% off. Check out Flip City Magazine today. Greetings, everyone. 'Tis that time once again for Midnight's Edge After Dark. Good evening, good morning, good night, whatever it is, where you is. Good afternoon, could possibly be. I'm Tom Connors, your host, and we have CC Karaoke hanging in there from Canada. Oh, Canada. How you doing?
Good to be here as always. Less sunny weather today. Enjoying the thunderstorms. Hoping I don't get electrocuted.
Yeah, don't do that. How hot is it up there? It's like 81 here.
Oh no, I wasn't.
Or because you
I'm
guys
here
go by
because
the
like
Celsius shit.
60 degrees Fahrenheit in the day, 40 degrees Fahrenheit at night.
Oh,
Usually it's sunny. It's pretty dry climate, but yeah, not today.
And we have also joining us my favorite orange man, Mr. Clobberin' Times. How you doing?
Hey, buddy, doing fine, man. Good to see you. Thanks for having me here, and good to see all of you wonderful friends on the panel and in the chat. Let's clobber on, my friends.
Hell. And we also have with us Nick Weiser. How you doing?
Good. Happy to be here. Obviously, we got a lot of news that has gotten really swamped on us today, and I've got a lot of conflicting feelings on said news. So I'm ready to talk about it. Hello to our chat. Hello to our wrenches. I see you out there. Thank you for being here. And thank you for having me, Tom. Let's get the show rolling.
And also joining us from Canada, Mr. Script Doctor.
Hey, glad to be here. How's everyone doing?
You haven't been on a meet in a while, have you?
I was on last week.
Were you? Okay.
What day is today? Tuesday?
I don't know. It's a weekday.
Well, I have no idea. Yeah, okay, it's Tuesday. Yeah, so last week I was on last week.
Was you? Okay, I don't remember.
They blur together.
I know. I think you were on a couple morning shows anyway, but I don't know. But welcome. We're glad to have you just the same.
Yeah.
We got some super chats already. Darius Munchausen, or at least one anyway. Super sticker sends us some popcorn. He's ready to check out these trailers. We got a lot of them to talk about. We also have Nicholas Horton, who has a very poignant question here, and I will gladly answer it. Nicholas Horton wants to know what happened in last night's Toxic Femininity. Well, short story long, I was originally supposed to go see Mission Impossible 7. Real world things got in the way. I didn't go. I told the ladies we could still have the show if you guys were up to it. They had informed me, or at least more than at least one of them did, that they already had other plans. So I was like, all right. No problem. Since I already called it off in the first place because I was going to the movies. And Mikey was too, who was the backup as far as the producer. So it was like, well, we're just not going to do it. I thought Andre might have posted something in the community tab. I apologize if he didn't. Sometimes he doesn't think of those things. And if I don't remind him, then those things don't always happen. But I apologize for that. And yeah, that's why we did not have one last night, but we will be back next week. So yeah, my fault. Blame me. There you go. And we're caught up on that business. And we got What's Your First Thought here now, who sent us a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please do. I see 85 likes, and that means almost 200 of you watching have not hit that like button yet. Please do that right now. And finally, I was wondering where this man has been. He had me worried because he was supposed to show up on Mr. H's stream. He's like, I'll be there in a half hour. Half hour goes by. Hour goes by. 90 minutes goes by.
Hey.
Now he shows up. Mr. Mexican
Hey.
Iron Man, you better have a story for us.
Well,
He does.
Mexican, it's been one heck of a day. It started with thunder and lightning. After I got back from Mission Impossible last night, we had some lightning storms in the middle of the night. I woke up to find out that one of my the swimming pool pump, the outdoor lights, like all my outdoor electrical was out.
Oh no.
And the second floor studio, which is run on a different circuit. So I had no internet upstairs. I had no power.
Yeah.
So I had to.
Well, this is the house in case people.
Yeah,
are
that's
what
the
it
house.
looks like.
So basically everything around the house, and then the studio is on the left side above that window. Oddly enough, the actual window on the second floor isn't showing, ironically enough. But right above where you see there's a window, that area is where my internet studio is. I had no power up here. I missed Loki's morning show for the first time in I don't even know how long I've missed a Loki's Mornings of Mischief, Taco Tuesday. Like, it's been forever. Then I was fumbling around, and guess who? guess who stepped on his glasses and broke them?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I didn't have any contacts, and there's my only pair of glasses.
Oh, that's why you had to go to the eye doctor. Now the plot.
Yeah,
comes
so I was.
together.
Yeah, I actually was also supposed to have a meeting with Script about, I don't know, 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet up with Script around 1, and I was at the eye
You poor
doctor instead.
bastards.
Dude, driving to the Mexican Iron Man without glasses on the open highway. Ooh. Yeah.
Well, at
so
least you made it home. So
I made it home. Well, then the other thing I got
Then you
delayed.
had-
So Mexican Iron Mama is in urgent care right now with my
Oh
sister.
no!
Yeah, so I've been on and off the phone with them for the last
What happened
hour
there?
and change.
Well,
So she's
hopefully
okay. She
everything's
just,
okay.
yeah, she's all right. She's just got high blood pressure. We're not sure what's causing
Your
that.
sister or mom?
Mom, and my sister's
no.
with her, and
Oh,
they
wow.
went to the ER, but they're now in urgent care.
Yeah, prayers for Mama Iron Man.
So
Damn.
my apologies to Mr. H. I told you
No,
guys I
no,
was going
that's
to be
all right.
there, and my apologies to you, Script.
Well, I
and-
was just getting worried because usually you let me know if something comes up. So
Yeah.
I was like, you hadn't told me nothing yet. So like, yeah, no, but hopefully everything's all right with Mama. And yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, but thank you for your well wishes, Script. Thanks for your understanding. Hell, everybody, chat,
Yeah.
hell, mods. Enough about me. Let's talk about whatever we're going to talk about today.
Well, we got lots of trailers.
Yep.
Ooh, trailers.
And we got some casting news. I know this is what Nick is chomping at the bit to talk about, so we can start there actually.
Casting news. Something I've been
On the couch, Mike. Let's sit you down.
On the casting couch.
Yes.
Mike, go see if you can get some that website I sent you to get cheap glasses. See if you can get some spares.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do that. Yeah, they gave me my prescription. I'm
I
gonna
always
do that.
want to do that, and I always forget to. Actually,
Yeah,
I
no,
got my appointment
I'm gonna
coming up
do
to
that.
get new
I
glasses.
should do that.
I at least got contacts, those backups, but I hate them.
There's a pair of glasses you can get the frames for $9, and it's
Yeah, I've heard of
sweet,
those
that's
places,
Pretty
yeah.
good, and they're just like all the other designer stuff. So
Now, is this that?
Yes.
There was
Yes.
one I was trying to remember the name
Nathan
of it.
Fillion is Guy Gardner. The lady in the middle is supposed to be Kendra Saunders is Hawkgirl. And then to the right's Mr. Terrific.
All right, so here we go. This is the Superman Legacy news.
I think
This
he's
was
a little too old for Guy Gardner.
now originally. I think
Yeah,
Script,
I
you said
think
when
so,
you
too.
saw this in I don't remember who
It was in
originally
Vanity
posted.
Fair.
Vanity Fair. Okay, you said there was some editorializing. I don't know if they do the same thing here.
Yeah, they because the report initially says he's
This
been
it says
he
it. Yeah.
cast as a Green Lantern, but they didn't say Guy Gardner specifically in the actual announcement. The editorializing came as a subline underneath the photo on Vanity Fair, but wasn't.
Yeah,
actually
and this
in
brings
the
up in a new piece in Vanity Fair. So this is citing Vanity Fair.
Yeah,
okay.
so they're citing Vanity
Okay.
Fair, which has not confirmed. There's
Right.
only speculating, I think.
Are we sure this is the Kendra Hawk girl, by the way? Hawk woman? Or whatever?
Yes, it's most. I'm almost positive it's Kendra Saunders.
Yeah, I mean, probably so. She's more recent, but so
Yeah.
not Shara Hall, everybody.
That's definitely
Yeah.
not Shayera Hall. No, definitely not. Because
Probably
Shayera
not.
Hall was obviously, well, a redhead.
That doesn't matter. They would change that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's true. But I have a feeling they're going to go for Kendra. Because let's not forget, this is not the first Mr. Terrific either, Klobby. This is
No.
the second.
He's fine. Looks like Mr. Terrific will
No,
probably
he
look
does.
in
He
the
does
second
look
movie.
like
looks
the
like it,
second
yeah.
Mr. He looks like the second Mr. Terrific.
But I'm with
just saying.
Oh, because
Script,
he's leaner?
Yeah, the second one. But I'm with Script though. I mean, Nathan, I love him and all, and he's done the voice of Hal Jordan a lot. But he's going to be Guy Gardner, so he's a little bit old for that now, maybe.
Yeah, because Nathan Fillion's 52. Guy
Yeah,
Gardner is
He's
usually
in his
depicted
30s,
in his
40s.
30s.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
also, he has the terrible haircut. But again, a wig could be thrown
He's a
on
good
him.
actor. You figure Gunn would use him in something, but
In the multiverse, Nathan Fillion is my favorite Indiana Jones besides Harrison Ford.
Yeah, there's a guy that could take over. But again, he's also Nathan Drake, I think, is the one that fans really
Yeah.
clamor for him to play.
Yeah.
No,
No, he was just part of that conversation we were having. Like, it would be fun,
It would be, yeah.
We could have had 20 more Indiana Jones movies since the 90s, man.
we should have.
So yeah, I think again, the original Vanity Fair article specifically states that they don't know. They know that he's cast as a Green Lantern. They just don't know which one he's going to be. And considering the fact that James Gunn's announcement of a Green Lantern show, it'd be kind of weird that he's casting Nathan Fillion as a Green Lantern show is around the corner from Superman Legacy. Wouldn't he be killing two birds with one stone in that? To just cast Fillion as Hal Jordan, because Hal Jordan is kind of in his late 40s, early 50s. He has the white sides to his hair.
Yeah.
And,
That was weird stuff done in the 80s to him, though, for some reason.
Mm.
Later, they got rid of that. So,
Yeah, later they did. Here's the other fascinating aspect. Nathan Fillion was the detachable kid in the Suicide Squad,
True.
and
Yeah.
now he's a Green Lantern, which that might signal with regards to what's going on with that area of the franchise.
Didn't he get killed at the beginning of that?
He did, yes.
Now. Okay. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, look, he's credible as Guy Gardner, just a bit maybe old for him. I mean, he could do
Yeah,
it.
that's my one nitpick too, is the age. One of my other, I guess you could say, like, I like what I'm seeing of the casting, but here's where I'm hesitant about the casting. It's not the actors themselves. I worry that this is going to be a Superman and Friends movie. I want this to still be a Superman movie.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning.
That's my one concern, because it's just like, okay, yeah, this is cool. As a DC fan, I like knowing that these type of characters, because I'm all about having a Hawk Girl.
Yeah, it's getting a little too
Spider-Man
heavy
girl.
already with all these other
Yeah, that's what I mean.
superheroes
It's
in
the
it.
first
Right.
movie, and we're already like bringing in all these characters.
More of the same problem we already had. Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
that would be very tiny.
let me-
cameos.
For all I know, they might be small parts where they speak to the, maybe they're speaking parts, and that's, if that's the case, that's fine. I'm down. I have no problem with very small, quick cameos to acknowledge the great universe, but I want this to be Superman's story.
What were you going to say, Mikey?
I was going to say, should we expect anything else from Mr. Gunn?
Yes.
Because no. Do we want him to do something else? Yeah, I do. I want him to give us Superman, and I want it to be hopeful, and I want it to be optimistic, and I want to have a fantastic movie that this country, this planet needs in order to get us back on track in terms of remembering what the very definition of a hero is. I think Script, you and Tom, when you're not fighting on live streams, have been I gotta say, listening to you and Tom fight the last couple weeks, sometimes on various topics, I feel like it's my mom and dad fighting. But
Is it really a fight? It's just a disagreement, but
whatever.
Not really. Yeah.
It's just I'm so close to both of you. I'm like, "Rawr!" But get back on track. What we need a Superman story. We need that. We need this country, as DC fans, as Americans, as people around the globe. We need to remember what a hero's story is. What I'm afraid James Gunn is going to do is do what he always does, which is give us a mosaic of DC heroes and characters, and he's going to focus on sort of a theatric experience, and he's going to use whether it's Superman or the other characters as set pieces, and that's not what we need. What we need is the hero story. We needed it years ago. We need it now, and we need it by the time this movie comes out next year more than ever. That's the way this country's going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, this is actually one of the things
Agreed.
I think Script and I have seen eye to eye the most on has been this James Gunn with Superman thing. We think he's going to have no issues with this.
yeah.
The one thing I will say, though, is I think you're right about the whole we need hero thing. And that's part of the reason I think Sound of Freedom is doing so well, too.
Yeah.
is just because the simple fact that it has a hero in it who's not compromised, right?
Yeah.
And in any way that, you know, we're used to seeing in these more recent films. It's always the flawed heroes, it's, you know, or the misunderstood villains and such. I mean, I think my only concern now is overloading it with too many Elseworld kind of characters, or whatever you want to call them, or, you know, non-Superman characters, is going to make me feel like, okay, is this more of a setup for something to come, or is this actually going to be what he was telling us it was going to be in the first place, which is supposed to be, we're going to do a Superman movie, then we'll worry about other things as we get there. Because that was the impression I was getting from James Gunn, is that they were not going to be putting things out like they were before. Yes, things are going to be connected, but it's not going to be a setup for the thing to come. You know what I mean? Like, the movie is supposed to be standing on its own, is what I'm getting at.
Yep. I hear you.
I hope that's
I
the
hope so
case.
too.
But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, these could all just be very minor supporting characters. Maybe there's a montage where Clark Kent is interviewing each of these superheroes for the
I
Daily
would like
Planet.
that. That would be awesome. If he's having
Right.
quick interactions with the characters, I'm fine with that type of stuff. But I just worry it's gonna be,
Right.
well, Superman can't have a heroic fight without any of these characters involved. I want Superman to be front
Right.
and center in his fights. I don't need to have these other characters, especially once again for his first movie. Maybe this was if we were 3 or 4 movies in, and we finally had some people. Sure, okay, but it's just like, we don't even know our Superman yet. We haven't got a chance to know our new Clark Kent.
well,
Let's
yeah, and
get invested in him first before we do all this stuff.
go ahead,
Yes.
Clobber. You want to say something? Then I
I
got
would
to
just say that, like, exactly, Nick. There's a right way to do it, and if he does it, like, maybe at the end you get to see him, bump into these people at some point. Not that, but I don't want them to be heavily participatory in the story. They don't need to be. I'm just being,
Exactly, and
but there's a go ahead,
Myhan-
Mikey, and then
Myhan in the chat, shout out to you, Myhan, is that I want to see another Superman origin story reference, like the same way I want to see another Batman parents alley scene, like Zero. I don't want to see that. Let's get our hero, and let's get.
well, here's the thing with
According to
Superman
Gunn,
is
it's not supposed to happen.
it isn't
Unless
supposed to be a
he's
big
lying.
origin story. But here's the thing, and I agree. Like Spider-Man, Batman, they're two origin stories we've seen a million times over, and you really don't have to reiterate them outside of dialogue to really give you the story. I kind of disagree with Superman. You almost have to start with ground zero because you have to establish how Krypton is, right? You have to establish who Jor-El is and how he is, and a lot of that kind of stuff has to kind of be there, at least referenced in a way. I don't say you have to start from ground zero in a sense like it has to be a complete origin story, but you have to be able to give the audience some things. And this is, I'm actually coming to a bigger point here, and this is the point I was going to initially make before that was brought up anyway, was I think one of the problems we have here with a lot of these superhero movies, beyond the obvious things like, the overbloatedness as far as, people, all that kind of stuff, the overconnectiveness, which we already touched on, but not just that, a lot of the general audience isn't as familiar with a lot of these characters as we are. We have to keep that in mind. So it's fine to bring in like Nathan Fillion as one of the Green Lanterns. Let's say he shows up when Clark lands on Earth. Okay. And he's talking to the Kents and he's like, oh, okay, I think this baby will be in a good home, blah, 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 blah. And then he takes off. Okay. That's a nice little cameo considering the Lanterns probably would have noticed a Kryptonian ship landed on Earth, right? Something to that effect. Hawk Girl comes up later on as just kind of like an ancillary character or whatever, somewhere in the storyline. Maybe. But the problem is then you've got to go through the world building of this idea and explain to the audience who these people are sometimes, because less people are going to even probably know who Hawk Girl is, let alone a Green Lantern who's not the one they already know. And less people even probably know who Green Lantern is than we really give them credit for in that sense. Like, I sometimes wonder if we don't take for granted that we know who all these characters are and the variations. But it gets confusing on the main audience. Like, it makes a lot of them want to check out, because a lot of my cousins and stuff are kind of normies when I've talked to them about some of this stuff more lately. That's kind of been their whole thing, is like, I just don't care because I don't know who half these characters are. I don't know the variations. They definitely have zero attachment to like the secondary characters that they're pushing in, say, like the MCU now. But I just wonder if that's a problem they need to kind of address. Because then that's going back to the whole idea of these movies kind of need to stand alone on their own. Sometimes it's nice to just see a Superman movie about Superman that doesn't have 20 other superheroes in it. You know, maybe that's what we need. Anybody agree, disagree with that? I mean,
I agree. Ideally, that would be in my if it were up to good old Nick Weiser, that would be the preferable outcome. But since obviously we have what we have right now, I just hope that we have the minimal roles where they're having small speaking cameo parts, and that's it. Since once again we're gonna play the hand we've been dealt. But yeah, ideally none of these characters would be in it. And I say that as no, I do like Kendra Saunders as Hawker. I like both Shira Hull. I don't need this yet. I wanna be able to see, hey, why should I get invested in this Superman? Why should I get invested in this Lois Lane? And hopefully our Jimmy Olsen or Perry White, so on and so forth. I want to see the Kansas to Metropolis translation. I want to see who the villain is and why is that villain going to be a threat to Superman. I want to get into that. And it's just like, great, we're already loaded. This looks very Spider-Man 3 without the third title.
And we've got a mobile Brian here.
Oh
yeah! Hey guys, for the first time ever, I think I've joined a stream on mobile.
70s.
Just out of the cinema from seeing MI7.
Nice.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm sorry to have diverted the chat because I know you're talking about Superman, but it was I just thought I'd pop in for a minute or two to say hi. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolutely fantastic. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Mainly
Lots of them.
Mainly trains and automobiles, but
yeah, lots of. There's a whole lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous movie. I'm thoroughly glad I managed to sort of leverage myself out of the house today just to see it, and I recommend it to anybody. And I can't wait for part 2. I think I may even see part 1 again. So.
Nice.
Awesome
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll give it a thumbs up too. I would watch it twice. Solid movie.
Absolutely. Thoroughly entertaining. I mean, in Tom Cruise we trust. This is just pure adrenaline-fueled entertainment from start to finish. Some kick-ass characters, some old ones that we love, and some new ones. And you know, we talk about diversity in movies. There was so many great. Haley Atwell was just phenomenal in this.
I'd argue that Pom Klementov, whatever her name was way better.
She was really good. She played Paris in it.
Yes.
She was brilliant. Yeah. And obviously Rebecca Ferguson, can't give away too much, but she's always wonderful. So great. Yeah, the camaraderie, the team spirit in the team, the new and old members, and S.A. Morales was fantastic as the villain. I mean, well, he's not the ultimate villain, but he's the villain. But yeah, great. I didn't expect the plot that we got. I wasn't, because I didn't read up on it too much beforehand. I was not expecting the main theme of the plot, which is very much in of a cyber nature, and I thought it was fantastic. It's like, forget Marvel movies with
it's a villain that's appropriate for the time, right? 70s is very appropriate for the time.
A truly scary threat, not a big blue man threat, you know. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. So thanks for letting me give you my first thoughts out of the cinema. I never do this, so it's a new experience for me. So I'll let you guys go. I gotta get in the car, drive home. Hopefully I'll get home a wee bit an hour. I might be able to pop in again later, but enjoy the rest of the show, everybody, and hopefully see you again later in the show.
Take care, dude.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
Thank you. Cheers.
But yeah, on back onto the Superman business, I think you had something to kind of bring up, CC, about this.
Well, I was just saying, you know, growing up, I watched a lot of DC. Certainly, I mean, I didn't read all the comics, but I watched, you know, the Batman television series. I watched everything Superman, certainly, you know, up to and including Smallville. But after Superman Returns, I really disconnected myself from DC. Like I said, that was the one movie in my entire life that I walked out of, and maybe I didn't think about it at the time, but it really soured me on where DC was going, and I never really got back on the bus. I watched all of Marvel through the first 3 phases, quite, I was there. I was in the theater. I watched it. I was excited about it, but DC never managed to pick up my excitement levels. Even so much that when I got good word of mouth, like for the Joker movie, it didn't compel me to go and see it. And I don't know how much of the population I speak for, but I mean, the box office on these films has certainly been struggling, and I feel like that they need to generate a broader interest in that brand again that hasn't been around for a while. And I would be one of those people who just fell off the bandwagon years ago, and I need to be given a reason to get back on.
Yeah. Let's see what the audience is talking about this. Dearest says, I'm sick of early casting announcements. I miss finding out when the trailer drops. No endless speculation, just a trailer, a date, and anticipation. That's fair.
Well,
but
I can
that's also
why.
what we do here. Go ahead, Script.
There might be an actor's strike in 2 days. You got to get those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That on that note, as far as getting the cast together, like he's just talking about announcing it now. But no, Script's 100% right. I was told from 2 of my WB sources that they had to get all these casting contracts in place before the possible strike.
Yes, and when you get the casting contracts in place, doesn't matter what happens, the trades are going to find out and they're going to release it on their own accord.
Yeah. It's just news, Dearest, but I totally understand. And unfortunately, the only way to kind of avoid it is to kind of just avoid entertainment news altogether, really. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the only way. Yeah. So Lazy wasn't so lazy to send in $20. Says, oh, look, Gunn can't do a superhero movie unless it's an ensemble cast. Can't wait for Superman to get the Adam Warlock treatment. I hope not. So Lazy.
I hope not.
We don't know if it's an ensemble cast or not. We just know that these 3 have been cast as these characters.
Yeah, and on that... Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I understand why So Lazy might be. Obviously, yeah, for all we know, it might not be the case, but I can see why people are jumping the gun because of how much we have had it lately. That it's just like it's the first immediate thought that comes to mind is, oh, here we go, ensemble cast. So I think it's more of just a knee-jerk reaction, and I think understandably so. Hopefully, we're all wrong, and yeah, it's
another side of this too is what Soul Nightmare brings up here. American Alien features and references multiple characters and is still about Clark's rise. He even sleeps with Cheetah before going to Metropolis. Yeah, but that's fine for like the uber like comic book fans who know all these characters and the ins and outs and the little references. My point. What I was saying is, in that long ramble from earlier, is I think that's part of what's losing the core audience is they don't care about all this other stuff. When they go to see a Superman movie, they just want to see Superman.
Right.
Yes.
That's right. And the thing is, there's a flip side to a lot of our complaining about, hey, is Hollywood giving a movie that we fans adore? There's a flip side of that, which is that you can execute at a high level by giving some of us hardcore DC people, the Scripts of the world, the Nick Weisers, the Clobbies, me, because I'm a DC guy. You can give us, there is such thing as too much of an obscure thing, even if it's done well.
American Alien was a recent, for those who are wondering, American Alien was a recent story from recent timeline. And it's like, it was a it's never been clarified if it is. I think it's a non-canon one and done story. So I wouldn't really, as far as the actual proper DC Comics canon, he was not with Cheetah at all. Right. That was like 15, maybe the final days before the 52.
Yeah, that was the
Rightful Misery.
That was the Max Landis one where Lois Lane was an
Max
agent.
Landis. Yeah. That story is not a representation.
Not canon or anything of that nature.
Historically of Superman.
It's not anything like that.
I like that you that's exactly what I was saying in that long ass ramble, Mike. It's too much of an obscure thing. And I get it. To us, it may not necessarily be obscure, but they have to find a balance like they used to be able to do between keeping the general audience entertained and engaged and also keep the fanboys on board too. And you can do the more connected universes, but I think that stuff should be saved more for like the animated features and television shows and things of that nature. Because to me, and that's the biggest problem with Marvel, is it's just crushed under the weight of itself at this point. And that might be a good segue to our next story here, although we got a couple more super chats to get to. But that's where I think Deadpool is going to shine is I think it's going to be making fun of a lot of the problems
Yeah.
that we have right now in superhero movies.
The
The
mere
script, I think, knows
casting-
where I'm coming from.
Yeah, the mere casting of Jennifer Gardner as Elektra again, that is clearly an inside joke of how bad Elektra was.
Well, not just that, but I mean just the oversaturation. It's going to be a travel through all these different variations on these characters and the multiverse ideal. I think it's going to be making fun of. I think it's going to be a little bit of Deadpool kills the Marvel universe or what have you, or X-Men, whatever.
Or technically the Fox universe.
The Fox universe, pretty much, yes. And maybe even bits of the MCU, because we were getting a lot of rumors coming out during Doctor Strange and whenever the other MCU films were shooting, that we kept getting rumors that Deadpool was going to show up in those movies, and I kept saying, I'm not so sure he's going to show up in those, but I wouldn't be surprised if they show up in Deadpool 3. Like, I'm willing to bet we're going to get this madcap freaking just endless thing of cameos from everybody in the MCU through the Fox films, you name it, that's going to make fun of all the shit that we have seen in everything from Flash to Doctor Strange to Spider-Verse.
Might even get the voice of Jessica Alba because she plays the Invisible Woman and doesn't have to show up on set.
You might be right. Because actually, that's going to lead into our next story here. But first, let's get through these super chats. What's your first thought? Send us a super sticker. Let me see if I can see what this is. I know I had some mods on the job. Thank you, guys. Let's see here. Sorry about that. We've got... Oh, that's the first thumbs up. We actually already got that one, but hit that thumbs up again if you haven't already. Actually, that made no sense. You can't hit it twice. Mr. Tickle Trunk says a lot of normies love the Waynes dying again in Joker with huge praise. I think you're going to get the same origin again. You know, that was one of the bits that I hated in Joker.
Oh, I hated that scene. So, all right, I had to add to Tickle. Yeah, I did too. But to add to Tickle Trunks a super chat, I mean, unless James Gunn is lying, he did say it will not be an origin story. Now, to piggyback off your Joker comment, so normally when you see a movie, you don't talk in the theater, but once in a while, there's always that one guy who has a good timing to say something really funny and the audience laughs. I had that moment during Joker. Right before the killing happened, I said, oh, shit, here we go again. And the audience is cracking up.
Yep.
And you know what? I have no regrets because I knew right away what we were getting. And even the audience, which I'm going to guess is mostly casual fans, knew exactly what was about to happen too. Because we do not need those origins ever again. Joker, Batman, Superman. Please stop.
Yeah.
I mean, you can reference it very
That's
slightly
fine.
at the beginning of the film. That's about it. I think.
Even the old 60s show got away without showing it. He only referenced it once, I believe, in the pilot episode, wasn't it?
He just spoke about it in the pilot.
He just said his parents killed by dastardly villains, and that was it.
Dastardly villains killed my parents, Robin.
Criminals.
I'm good with that.
That's about it.
Tiger Valley says, agree with Tom, especially considering most of the young normies don't know the true Superman or his origin story or origin story. I don't know which one she means, but both are true. They just vaguely know it's Superman and he's an alien. Yes, and I think that's part of the problem with all these people who are just so up on Man of Steel. It's like, yeah, it's a cool, edgy alien story, but it's nothing to do with Superman, other than it's kind of like if somebody was inspired by Superman to tell a story like this. Because it has very little in it that is remotely Superman. And I know Script and Clobby, and I'm probably sure everybody else on the panel would probably agree. Like, give me something in that movie that you think is remotely Superman, I'll wait. Yeah, original, okay. That's what she means.
Yes.
We're waiting.
Yeah,
Still waiting.
Still waiting. Even the part that
everybody.
everybody loves in Man of Steel, the part where he takes off his first flight, even that's kind of like, well, don't you think by now he probably would have flown?
That was much as I hate that movie. Even I'm like, okay, at least make that scene cool. But no.
Yeah.
It reminded me more of Supergirl's first flight than it did anything else.
I mean, at that point, I would think he would have been able to figure out he could fly.
You think you would, wouldn't you?
I would think.
Yeah, one would wonder.
That's what I hate about this new animated series on the
boy.
HBO Max one. Besides all the crap I could say about the art and the fact that they got Lois and Jimmy and Clark all the same age and all that kind of business and whatnot, it's just the it just doesn't have the. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway, I'm not even gonna get into this shit. Let's keep moving. We got other shit to talk about. I'm gonna just move on. What's your first thought? It says, do you think the studios would have learned not to redo a Willy Wonka movie after the kerfuffle that was a 2005 Johnny Depp Willy Wonka? Sad part is that movie made money.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. That's one of the trailers we got today. But first, Justin B, I guess we missed a member chat. I'm sorry about that. And he wanted to know what the panel's favorite classic Twilight Zone episodes are. Well, sadly, mine are probably some of the more famous ones that everybody knows already, like the Something on the Wing.
Oh, yeah.
There's something.
Time Enough at Last. Time Enough at Last is one of the great ones.
Yeah, that one. I mean, that's
Serve
my
Man.
favorite.
I'll go
Sort
with
of
the
Man,
Midnight
thank you.
Sun.
Yes.
I like the one. I can't remember the title, but it's where the guy sells his soul to the devil so he doesn't have to die.
Ooh,
And
that
he gets
sounds
bored.
great.
Mm.
Darn.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I remember that.
my take on the show is
There's so many great
super
ones.
normie. The what I have seen of like I'd say maybe around 10 episodes. My girlfriend now, she's really well versed in the show. What I've seen is really good as far as the episode that I remember well of the handful I've seen. Probably the one where I can't remember what the creature was, but it was the one that was hanging on the side of the airplane. William Shatner was in that one. That was excellent. That was and it helps that was my first ever Twilight Zone episode, so that was the most one familiar with this. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to know other episodes, Justin, if you got better ones or just what you prefer. I'd like to know because then maybe it'll get me to watch them.
And for me, it's been years. So I don't know if anybody else in the panel's watched it recently.
The collection. We actually have the collection on DVD. So
I
I have the
Beholder.
Blu-rays. Yeah.
I have the Beholder. Actually, love. There's very few I love in the fourth season, which were the hour episodes. But Death Ship's a great one.
There's some great ones in there. Yeah.
And there's so many. I mean, one of the great ones. The Monsters Abound on Maple Street. Classic.
And then we got Scissors with the Runs, who says, "Is Edie Gathegi playing Jor-El?"
I heard nothing about that. Am I missing something?
Why?
Yeah, I think it's a joke. Troy Neenan says, "Guys, $1 billion idea, never-ending story, but it's Kindle and it's all CGI. We deepfake Prince as the childlike Empress. What do you think?"
I think that's the stuff of nightmares.
What is a Kindle? What is a Kindle?
A Kindle? It's like
It's that thing for reading.
An iPad, but for only reading.
I thought that's what he meant, but I wasn't sure if there was like something else that was based. The name
fact that Tom doesn't know what a Kindle is
I know what an Amazon Kindle thing
right.
is.
Sure you did.
But I wasn't sure if
You had to ask script.
Look,
You had to ask a
would
doctor.
you let me
in
finish my thought here?
You had to ask
Okay, I didn't know if Kindle was actually a term in a story that I didn't know before that they were just using as an adopted name for the fucking iPad thing.
Well, all we know is this. Tarantino.
I didn't know if maybe Kindle was a type of story or something. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Good thing we got script doctor here.
That's why I asked him.
Oh, now you're using my own argument against me.
No, you're not. I'm gonna smack you.
I'm so getting fired tonight.
I mean,
That doesn't even make sense, though. That's why I'm asking here.
the
Because
Kindle is silly because the Kindle will run out of battery power and therefore the story will end.
oh, you mean in the actual story itself? Oh, okay.
It's a never-ending story, but instead of it a book, it's a Kindle.
I got it now.
And it's all
Never
CGI,
mind.
yeah.
That was the other part I misinterpreted. That's
Okay.
my fault.
No worries.
But I sincerely was like, is Kindle like a type of story or something, or like a way of telling a story? I'm like, what is the deal here? I was like, I didn't get it at first because I'm like, okay, I know there's a Kindle.
So,
like
you were thinking
like-
it's the never-ending Kindle.
well, no, I didn't know if like.
No, yeah, you're just wondering, was it like a subgenre of story or narrative?
Yes, like is it a type of a way of telling a story? Like limerick is a certain kind of,
Limericks,
like that.
poems.
Like that. I was like, okay, well, that was my fault. Totally didn't get it. Now I get it. Shut up,
Never-ending
Tom.
sonnet.
The never-ending Kindle.
Tough crowd, man.
As CGI, you had me up until the CGI part, maybe. I mean, I was never the biggest never-ending story fan, but
Me either.
I mean, I'm surprised they haven't tried. reestablishing that in some way yet.
I am surprised by that too, because it's pretty fairly well remembered and popular, and they always like to ruin those, don't they?
They made a number of sequels, so maybe.
Yeah, a few, and they did have an animated series for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if you want to do like a CG animated series, go for it. I'm not so sure the reason to deep fake anybody or anything like that.
Yeah, but here's the other part too. You have to compete with One Piece, which truly is a never-ending story.
That's true.
That's what they say. So far.
Literally, like, the Hold My
Kindle
Beer
the
never-ending
movie.
story, and then One Piece says Hold My Beer.
Troy Neenan says Kindle, the movie, The Tablet Wars, coming soon. Yes, indeed. All right, speaking of trailers, we got, I don't know if anybody really realized this. Not only did we get a bunch of images from the set of Deadpool 3, I'm sure everybody's seen these awesome pictures coming out. Well, I guess I could say they're awesome, but I guess it depends on they're subjective. I haven't really got all y'all's reaction yet to getting to see Wolverine in the actual suit for the first time.
A buddy of mine did a manip on that one. It made Hugh Jackman way shorter to look like the one from the comic, and it was kind of cool.
You know what's sad is I think part of the problem is this is like the most swole Ryan Reynolds has ever been in his life. So him standing next to Hugh Jackman right now is making Jackman look a little tiny too. So it's helping.
I think he looks great.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Wolverine still has no mask.
And I only noticed that Ryan had obviously gotten really buffed out because somebody had pointed out he's got a new costume in this movie. So they had a picture of him from like the first movie compared to this one. I'm like, holy shit, did he get buff in between? Like, holy crap. But anyway, so yeah, there's that one. And then there was this story put out by Bounding Into Comics where we get a few look at the other. I mean, there's a bunch of it all over Twitter, but they kind of put it all together here. And they're also saying the same thing I was thinking too, and that is it's going to be like X-Men universe will get killed by Deadpool, more or less. But yeah, here's a look at the Fox logo, the actual Fox logo that's been destroyed.
20th century has been destroyed by Disney.
Yeah, so you can only imagine what they're going to do with that. Let's see here. Did they have any more of the pictures and images? No, this is all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's some more of these here. I don't know if you can really see them. I'll see if I can bring them up on the other screen here. They're not the best of quality. That's the thing. They're really small.
That's
Images.
fine. I mean, the quality doesn't. We don't need to have the best quality. As long
No,
as
that's about the best they're going to look. They're not going to
Yeah.
get much bigger than that. The best one I have is that first one I showed you guys. It's the only high-res one that's come out. But yeah, so there's a bunch out there if you want to really take a look at smaller. But we also got a trailer. I know some of you are going like, what? Wait, we did?
We did?
What? Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, we did. We did get a trailer for Deadpool 3.
Hmm.
Kind of surreal, you guys. Can you believe it's been 20 years since the first X-Men movie? 20 years.
Not judging by Hallie.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself, Professor.
And Pumpkin's making me think that I should have dressed up a little bit more. That's it. Hang on.
Knock, knock. Whoa, so many stars. Was that Ian McKellen?
Ryan, the cast and I were all just reminiscing about the movie that we're all in together.
I hear you. You know, I love that movie. I hope it's okay if I join. I figured we were all in X-Men
Perfect
together.
timing,
X-Men
Paul.
Origins.
Yeah, always good seeing you, Ryan.
I actually invited a few others.
Hey guys.
Hey, everyone.
So many timelines. It's like a recap, Knots Landing.
2 professors, 1 cup.
What's happening?
It's just like the X-Men movies. You know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry. I actually thought this was the Game of Thrones reunion.
You know, Tyrion Lannister was in an X-Men film.
Okay, bye.
I actually have a James Bond reunion soon now. Oh, God. Me too.
Split reunion.
Star Trek.
I love you, Patrick Stewart.
Okay, bye, everyone.
That fell apart quickly. Ooh. Guess it's just you and me, Logan.
I guess so.
You know what that makes this a reunion for?
X-Men Origins reunite.
That's good with you.
So welcome, Paul. You came in just as we were checking out this video that was dropped of this little goofy. It's kind of I called it a trailer for Deadpool 3. It kind of is, but it's just more of the viral marketing that Ryan Reynolds is brilliant at doing. So you saw most of the video as you popped in here. How you doing tonight?
Good. I thought you needed me.
You've never gotten a chance to.
You have a good cast of characters. I can go back to watching The Third Man.
If you don't want to hang out, you can. If you don't want to hang out, you can go. Otherwise, you want to hang out, you can. But
I'll give you a few minutes of my time and see.
I figured you want to come on MEAD where we're a little bit more laid back, and I mean it's even more laid back than the. We really get into the news part though, so yeah. But
we're talking about a YouTube channel called Cult Cinema Classics. Stop it. That's been digging up. Like I'm just watching The Third Man, and they're replaying like almost all the old British sci-fi, like the worst British and some good ones. British sci-fi stuff. Wow, it's great. So look up Cult Cinema Classics on YouTube. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. This looks very funny. This little bit of shticking around.
Yeah, you caught pretty much the whole video because that's what it was. It's presented as like this, reunion of the X-Men original film, and then Ryan Reynolds crashes it. But it's clearly it came out here at the same time they're dropping all this news about Deadpool 3, which I want to get everybody's kind of opinion on. Do you think this is going to be fun? We're getting kind of an idea of what it's going to be. I think it's one of the few movies I'm kind of looking forward to, just because I think it's going to take the piss out of all the multiverse and other kind of stuff we've seen in the last few years here. I'm sure it's going to have some fun with Disney buying Fox, like Script was pointing out. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think it has potential to be much better than the second film. What about you guys? What are you thinking, Paul? Are you a fan of the Deadpool films?
Love them. The first one was the best. The second one, I did laugh uproariously when most of his cohorts that he assembled died. That was probably the funniest thing. I love Domino. I was waiting for a Domino spinoff or something. I don't know if she's in this movie, but I completely fell in love with Domino.
Me too.
Yeah, she was so.
Domino.
And what a great superpower. Luck. It's fantastic. I really, really.
It was interesting.
Worked out.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But we had some other trailers too. If you want to stick around here, Paul, we got.
I saw Napoleon.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Napoleon.
Oh, because it's like artsy. Is that like
that's right?
On YouTube don't talk about.
No, we got we got a bitch about shit.
Well, Paul, this is me. This is like Midnight's Edge, except this is like this live stream is like it's
slumming it.
Yeah, it's Friday or Saturday night. None of us want to go home to our girlfriends or wives.
If Midnight's Edge is like a really fancy bar and grill / whatever you want to call it, supper club, MEAD is the dive bar.
Right, with peanuts on the floor.
Yes, all over.
All.
Right, and when you order something for food, it's like you're getting microwaved like
frozen
mozzarella sticks.
Yeah,
nice.
No, we're fun here. We you could say all kinds of words like shit and poop,
Shankle, rotary motor,
motor, yeah.
And even
I was going to say,
poopy shit, yeah.
But there's only one thing you can't say, Chado. You want to know what that is? You can't say that Tom Cruise puts out better movies than Quentin Tarantino,
or you can't say or. And then
different movies. You can't compare Tom Cruise and Tarantino. That's not fair.
That's different. He's just doing it to get a rise out of me. What were you going to say, CC?
I said I want Deadpool 3 to be good. I love those screen caps that we saw from the set photos. I hope it's really, really good. I have 3 concerns about it that make me a little wary.
Of Deadpool?
First of all is that Disney has never done anything close to R-rated. So now, I believe Ryan Reynolds and company can make a great movie that doesn't have to be R-rated, but Disney's never gone that way, and I worry about how much they're gonna neuter the quality of the film based on what Disney will and won't.
Harvey
allow.
Weinstein's videos. There were some R-rated ones in there.
Oh yeah, Touchstone in Hollywood, but I get what he's saying. Like modern Disney.
What was Harvey Weinstein's label?
Dimension and Miramax.
Miramax. See, now that would be funny if the Deadpool one comes out Miramax, but without.
It'll probably have the Fox banner, I bet.
And then it'll be like blown up.
That's why I think that's in the. Yeah, I think Script's right. I think that's in the beginning of the movie. I think that's the opening.
And then he swears, but it's leaked out because it's Disney, and now he's basically got to fight censorship.
It'll be R-rated.
And jumping to the multiverse where he can actually curse again.
Yeah, I think you're right.
My second red flag is the casting of Emma Corrin as the leading villain, which again may turn out fantastic, but I mean I'm a little bit weary in recent years of all of the diversity casting and things where it's like, you hire for diversity and equity and inclusion and all that instead of whoever's right for the role. So that one has got me a little bit concerned.
Yeah, luckily the new Wonka movie isn't casted for diversity.
Even with the lead, my God.
I didn't notice any diversity casting for no other fucking reason in Wonka.
I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting.
Here we go.
You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up and listen down. Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
I hate his acting here. I'm sorry. It is
terrible.
Dude, he is terrible in this. Yeah,
terrible.
Let it run.
That's about as far as I got the first time, and I shut it off.
It's like he's talking to children, but
yeah,
in
it
a
is.
bad teacher, kindergarten teacher way.
What's the word I'm looking for? In a very condescending way.
Well, give me more than 10 seconds.
So you're a man of great ingenuity.
What are you doing?
I'm making chocolate.
There you go.
cookies.
Insert.
How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane.
Many people have come here to sell chocolate. They've all been crushed by the chocolate cartel. You can't get a shop without selling chocolate, and you can't sell chocolate without a shop.
No daydreaming.
What are we gonna do, Willy?
Hire a white kid.
Huh? Double hop.
We got to make it transformative anyway, but yes.
Sorry, did I say that?
No, you can say that on Mead. Actually, you even get these usually. Or, yeah.
Uh-huh. I got an idea.
Oh, goody.
Things haven't been easy for you. They're gonna get better.
You promise?
I pinky promise. That's the most solemn vow there is.
Where do we start?
A good chocolate chip is simple.
Where's this? It's just weird.
What's happening? Who wants a chocolate that makes it fly?
Let's find out, shall we?
Who's for a hammer job? Nothing to see here. Just a small group of people defying the laws of gravity.
Somebody, I posted this and somebody in the comments said this looks like an SNL parody. I'm like, yes, it does. Anyway.
Well, that the flying scene looks like the scene from Mary Poppins, where what's the one where everyone is laughing and rises to the?
That's Mary Poppins.
That is Mary Poppins. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Of the gallery gourmet.
And I didn't know he was handing out fentanyl.
What was that?
I didn't know he was handing out fentanyl.
That makes so much more sense now.
He's good. Too good. Pretty sure I've gained about 150 pounds in the last 2 weeks. You could change her life, Mr. Wonka. Change all their lives.
Run away!
Every good thing in this world started with a dream.
I just dressed like Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, yeah. It's kind of this weird. It's not quite. Yeah, because it's not quite the Gene Wilder one.
Doesn't have any of the spirit of Roald Dahl either.
Yeah.
Mark my words. This is going to be the greatest chocolate shop the world has ever seen.
That's Tom's jacket, I'm telling you, and the hat too.
So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size.
What's his face?
Number what now?
Allow me to refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started, we can't stop.
Okay. So anyway, somebody said something in the middle of that.
The fact that Hugh Grant out-comedied everyone in that trailer.
Kind
Hugh
of,
Grant
you're
was
not
the
wrong.
funniest thing.
He was, yeah.
Oh, this is unfortunate.
The problem with it is that Roald Dahl hated children, and Gene Wilder played it correctly.
Right.
That he really, really didn't like children, and that's the sensibility you have to play Roald Dahl.
And the other side of it was, I don't even know. I know Roald Dahl told, I think he told in the book, if I remember right, because it's been, forever since I've read the book. But isn't in the book the only kind of flashback there is just to Wonka finding the Oompa Loompas or whatever? Something to that effect. Because otherwise, that's what I hated about the Tim Burton version. And I'm not even, I'm trying to wrap my head around this version, is telling any sort of backstory for Wonka really destroys any mystery of the character. Right, because that was the one thing.
Tim Burton one.
Never watched them.
I'm just a little baffled here because I just there's no look and feel of this. I'm not talking about from the movie, just from the book. Like it just doesn't going. Man, this is a train wreck. I'm just another shock. This is the first time we've seen it. This is going to be awful.
Well, another part of this, is this comes out 2 weeks before Aquaman's supposed to drop. With the reshoot news we're getting, does that mean they're going to either bury one of these two with the other one, hopefully, or are they going to move Aquaman again to like spring?
If they move to spring, that'd be a dumb idea. They should be getting it out as soon as possible within this fiscal year.
I agree, but they're shooting reshoots and they're putting this out 2 weeks before it's
rip off the Band-Aid. This is a Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're packing their movies right next to each other. Yeah.
Well, you know what? No one asked for a new Wonka movie.
No. They're banking on Timothée Chalamet, I believe.
And he's terrible in the trailer.
Yeah,
he is.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen him ever do. And
he
I
has a
saw that movie
following.
with him and Armie Hammer.
You know why this is even more unfortunate? The script. Did you like when he played the king? Did you ever see that one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
He was good in that.
How does he go from that to this?
I think it's the direction. I think
really
it's gotta be, because I don't think he's an incapable actor.
Me neither. So what happened?
But there is, I think script said it best with this whole, like, it's like they're talking to children. The movie itself feels like it's talking to children.
What does that mean?
The irony of this would be Willy Wonka would be making the candy not for kids, just for himself. And then he ends up realizing if he sells it, he can make more candy for himself because he hates kids.
Well, even just the whole hating kids thing aside, like, I don't think, first of all, like I said, just taking the mystery out of the character. That's why I didn't like that before. Like, because that was kind of the whole thing with the character when we meet him in the original film. I mean, we don't know jack shit about him. You can't trust him at all. That was one of the things Gene Wilder said right off the bat was, I want to do this shtick when I come in where I pretend like I've got, a bum leg, but then I go into the somersault. And the reason I want to do that is so that nobody, including the audience, trusts me from there on out. He goes, otherwise the ending doesn't work.
The Gene Wilder version, he knew from the start which kid was going to win.
Well, yeah.
And basically put up with each one as they failed, which he anticipated.
Well, he murdered them off systematically.
Yes, he did.
But they got themselves disposed.
Yes,
he didn't do it, but he knew when it
but he knew how to tempt them. Exactly.
Yeah, it's the 7 deadly sins. Each one was going to succumb to their sin.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Willy Wonka is it's a children's story for adults. It has it's a very layered story in what it's telling. And sure, kids can get something on it at a certain level, but when you see it as an adult, you see it from a whole new perspective. And I think that's where you guys are getting this idea where Wonka hates kids. It's not so much that he hates kids, it's that he doesn't trust kids. He don't like kids in a sense that
okay, let me correct you. What most of his books were for the parents telling them they were shitty parents.
There you go. That's a better way of yes, that I will agree with. There you go.
That is actually how he wrote his books. He didn't like kids, but mostly he didn't like the way parents were raising their kids.
Exactly, because that is actually pinpointed or at least highlighted in Charlie's story. With he's the one who doesn't do anything wrong.
His grandfather cajoles him into drinking the soda
wrong.
pop.
Exactly, and he's just doing what the adult tells him to do. So in that sense, I agree with you 110%, Paul. That is a better way of putting it. But anyway, that movie aside, I don't think. I really have a wonder if it's going to be like the battle of the fucking bombs when it comes to
why
that.
didn't they get Chalamet to do an English accent? Because he can do it.
He does, well, Wonka wasn't English though either. Even though the movie was kind of set in the middle of nowhere, he was the only one who didn't have a British accent. If you notice from the original film,
well, Wilder didn't.
Yep,
that's what I'm saying. He's the only one who didn't. And Charlie.
I just for whatever
and Mike TV.
reason,
Sorry, I'm wrong. Mike TV and Charlie didn't have one. Yeah.
For whatever reason, I just found it off-putting. His tone was just tiny.
No, I don't think Violet did either.
He still looks like a child.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good point.
Yeah, he's very young.
Can we do a palate cleanser of a trailer? How about the Godzilla one?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, they say he's got to go.
What?
Nice. Well done.
Nice.
What?
Good.
Well, he had a purposeful grin in the trailer, and he was about to tear those high wires down.
Yeah,
I
let's
saw it.
do the Godzilla.
All right,
trailer. That's great.
I'll show that one here. I was going to do a different one next, but we can jump to that. Let me
No,
grab
that's
these
a
super
proper
chats real
trailer.
quick.
I need a
So
palate cleanser.
We got a lot of super chats here.
Oh, that was disappointing. That was very.
Oh, I knew it was going to be. We got Troy Neenan who says Deadpool 3, the pensioners. Yeah. We got Troy Neenan again who says Ryan will put in a scene made by AI. Too funny not to. Sure. I'm sure he will do some funny shit. What's your first thought? Says on Japan building Oppenheimer or banning Oppenheimer. Sorry. Maybe they are still a little sour about the whole thing. Ouch. Oh.
Wow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They're still feeling the burn.
Get
Ouch.
over it, Japan. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
Get over it.
Get
Mecha-
over it.
Mega J
Hey.
says, "Do you think this movie is going to be a wokey Wonka or just average prequel that no one asked for?" Oh, I think it's going to be a bit wokey because it was made in the wokey times. We still got a good few years before we even get close to getting out of this wokey shit.
Oh yeah.
They're going to probably edit movies to kind of numb it down a bit, but that's about the best they can do in some cases. Aloha Boy says it would be hilarious if Deadpool 3 became MCU's version of The Flash, but good. I know. I think that's what I'm thinking it's going to be. And ends up fixing Phase 5. I don't know about fixing anything. I think it's going to be a nice, like, bow, like, or final curtain or whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, Disney is not that clever, self-aware. I hope Reynolds makes fun of it all. Well, that's this movie's saving grace. Is it was Ryan's baby. He and Bob Iger, I guess, went back and forth about this movie, and I think some of this has been confirmed now, so it's not even rumor anymore. Because that was the whole thing, I think, that happened with the whole PG-13 version of Deadpool 2. Was Bob Iger trying to test the waters, and that proved to be a failure.
Yeah.
But he was still adamant about doing a Deadpool 3 as PG-13, and Ryan stood his ground from what we had heard and said nope. And as soon as Chapek was in office, this is one of the few Chapek greenlit movies we have coming out of Disney. So, and that's where this movie's so deep into production already. Unless anybody has anything more to add to that, I think that's one of this movie's.
Well,
and it's got Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to stand guard for it too. CC, go ahead.
But with the writer's strike, I remember script, you mentioned this a couple weeks ago. They're not allowed to go off script during shooting, right? Like they can't be
it
creative.
can't be used, essentially.
They can improv.
Yeah, they can improv.
Okay.
And if they decide to use it, they have to write that into the script and pay the writer, but that doesn't happen until they get to the editing process. So if the strike ends by the time they're okay.
And honestly, the improv that we hear about as improv is not as much improv as you'd think sometimes. I mean, a lot of it's pre-planned, and then like just something will come up on the day, but they'll talk about it before they actually do it in the scene. Rarely do you get something that spontaneously comes up in the scene itself,
If you're
or they
watching-
excise something or whatever. Yeah,
I mean, you'll see a character. I mean, when you're recording, they'll do a line 3 different ways, but radically
Right.
different.
right. But I mean, even a great example of it's like, I think like if I remember right, script correct me if I'm wrong. Like there was somebody who put up like the script to screen comparison of Chevy Chase's rant in Christmas Vacation, and like 90% of it is in the script. All Chevy did to change it was took out like 2 lines, and I think he added one thing, and that was it. And that is where and he's gone around for years saying he made up that whole fucking thing.
Brahma Bulls in the chat says Reynolds is credited as a writer, so he cannot improv.
That's what I think the catch is right there. That's the catch.
He's a hyphenate as well. So, I mean, listen, with regards to improvising, he could improvise by accident or in the scene. They just cannot use it until the writer strike is done.
Unless a reaction happens, that'll happen sometimes in a movie, but very rarely do you have where somebody will go completely off script in the middle of a screen without another actor knowing about it, because it becomes very problematic.
Well, the
like
Farrell
Robin Williams
movies are built that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is though is that when a lot of these actors are saying, "Oh, we improv that scene," they improved it, yes, from what was in the script, but they had talked about it hours before they filmed it, or they had like a change of plans in the middle of the, somewhere along the lines or whatever.
In the case of maybe an accident happening that's been caught on camera and they improvise around that and they decide to keep it, that's one thing.
That's one thing.
My favorite line at interviews is when actors go, "Oh, those were my ideas. I came up with that."
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's my favorite. That is my favorite thing to hear.
There's only a couple actors that I know they actually did that with, and that's like Robin Williams and Jim Carrey are the two that come to mind, where they would literally just let the camera run.
Yeah.
And let them improvise. But here's a great example of why you don't do this. Ghostbusters 2016. Because that whole movie, they went off script and just let those girls do nothing but improvise for that whole movie. And they had absolutely nothing to work with.
Right.
Because their ideas, you
cut in the Bridesmaid.
Yeah, you cut away all the shit and you keep the good stuff. Well, there was no good stuff to be kept. That was the problem.
Well, they didn't understand the movie.
No, they didn't understand what they were doing. And that's the thing is, yes, sometimes you can get certain, and the only other times I can think of that are pure improv are like the Spinal Tap crew. They've done a bunch of movies in that vein. And you know who I'm talking about. Christopher Guest.
Well, those guys
Gary
came
Shearer,
from improv. They came from
all
National
those guys,
Public
Michael
Radio.
McKean and all them, yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There is some, and that's another one, though, that you'd be surprised how much is not improvised. A lot of that's in the script, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Even the Chatty Cathy bit is in the script. The whole bit that Steve Martin does, that's all like almost verbatim in the script. Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I love all the improv in Alan Sorkin movies. That is.
Well, that shows you that great comedians can make good writing even better.
Well, that's a joke.
Because they can run with it.
Sorkin is overwritten as an.
Well, no, I was talking about referring to the Steve Martin bit in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, because that's where it shows you get people who can take what's on the page and elevate it, right? Because I mean, it's funny on the page, but then they can take it to that next level and make it sound like it's coming up at the moment, right? Like that's part of that. But anyway, moving on from that.
Unlike what we're doing here now.
Exactly. Aloha Boy says it would be hilarious if Deadpool 3 became the... we already read this one. Thank you for that. That's what got us on this whole thing. Troy Neenan says this actor going to throat choke a woman in a bar. No, thankfully, I don't think he will. Timothy Chalamet, I don't think has that tendency yet. Nola. Hollywood better watch out with SCOTUS ruling on affirmative action has made DEI illegal, according to some legal sources. Well, I don't know about all this because I don't get into the legal stuff so much. But I do know what you're referring to here. I don't know how this is going to affect Hollywood necessarily, but we did notice that a lot of the DEI officers have been let go from a lot of these places, including the Oscars.
And tonight is a great time to announce that due to budgetary cutbacks and a change in political focus, we are going to be releasing Mexican Iron Man due to our moving away from DEI programs. Thank you.
Finally,
you're not going anywhere.
We can fire you, Mexican Iron Man.
No, he's talking shit.
Reason you're here.
He's talking shit. He's not going anywhere.
No. We know that Iron Man is only here because
he's doing this to piss me off. I hear him snickering. He's a liar. Warrior Justice says, I can make chocolate. I just need Taco Bell first. Oh
boy.
Wonka is acting like Bill Cosby passing out chocolate. Oh my.
Oh boy.
Oh. Hey, Mead,
So,
cast
so
in
with all
chat.
those people floating up to the ceiling, are those roofies?
Oh, that was good.
Yes,
That was really
Check 'em out.
good.
Oh,
Wow.
Warrior
Bill
Justice
Cosby
says,
connection. My God, I'm a genius.
here's a Bill Cosby joke. What has 182 teeth and holding a monster? My zipper.
Boy.
Yeah, Jack White says, Tom, Script, and Mike, I sent you guys emails with links to video about Black Rock you guys will find interesting. Oh, I'll check that out, Jack, when I get a chance here. Because we got some more videos to get through here. That's why I'm trying to get through these super chats so we can get to those. Zontar says, just realized there's a Canadian present. There's 2 of them. I didn't ask the 3 now. Yeah, that's right. Didn't ask the ever-present question, red, green, or corner gas. Well, Paul, you actually know the star of red, green.
Script, someone else go first.
I always watched more Red Green just because I liked the sketches and the weird little. There's this one character, I keep forgetting his name, but he's an old guy and he just makes up tons of stories that never actually happened.
Is that the Gordon Pinsent character?
I think so, yeah. Where he's on his boat sometimes, and Red goes out to talk to him, and he just has all these conspiracy theories and stories.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Love that character. But Corner Gas was pretty good, but I watched way more Red Green than Corner Gas.
Mm.
Yeah,
CC?
I watched more Red Green than Corner Gas. I didn't like the female character who happened to be the lead
Brent Butt's
guy's
wife. Yeah,
his wife. It was my least
she was added
favorite
in
character.
later, like second season or something, right?
Yeah, it was my least favorite character, unfortunately. But that's what happens when you bring your wife into shows.
CC?
Corner Gas is more my generation, so it was on TV when I was watching TV, so I watched a lot of it. I'm going to go with that one. But I love what I've seen out of Red Green.
Brent Butt, it's a great show. I mean,
yeah, but it's really well cast.
We can be very, very proud of Corner Gas.
See, I'm not Canadian, but I'm from Wisconsin, so if I don't say red green, people will shoot me. No, red green is still very fucking popular here. Like, yeah, like if I like Paul, you don't understand. I have a cousin right now that if I went and told him that I talked to you and you know red, he'd freak the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I know almost the entire cast.
No, he's like a superstar here. Like they love him. Zontar, we got that one. Thank you. Yeah, Warrior Justice says, "Get over Japan. We gave you Godzilla. Get over it, Japan. We gave you Godzilla afterwards." Yeah, wow. we're gonna watch the Godzilla trailer here in a second. Zontar says, "Paul, Script. Remember that dump truck that took out Toronto's power about 10 years back because its back was up." Ugh. That was the YouTuber Short Fat Otaku.
I don't know. I don't remember that at all.
Took out Toronto's power because he drove a dump truck.
Really?
Is that what happened?
I guess that's the story he's saying.
I don't recall.
And then Mr. Tickletrunk, who's also Canadian, says red, green, or corner gas. Prisoners of Gravity. Okay.
Wow, that's another class of show. Prisoners of Gravity.
Oh, okay.
That was a great show.
He's throwing his Canadian
Rick Green, who was in Red Green.
Yes.
Had
and
Second City as
the green in Red Green has nothing to do with Rick Green. Just so you know. Who actually directed many of the Red Greens and was in it.
You know, it's actually important you said it because I would have thought otherwise. I've been like, oh, okay, obviously.
And we never see Bernice in the Red Green show, which is Red Green's wife.
That's right. God, I haven't seen those in so long. But anyway, we got a new Godzilla trailer. It's short.
All right.
Sweet.
Go, Godzilla.
Oh, no. They say he's got to go, Godzilla. But it's not American.
Good. Hoto Japan had lost everything.
Godzilla. -1.
Yeah.
Okay, kids, that's how you do a trailer.
Yep, less is more.
Yeah.
Who would have thought such a? I think that is ultimately less work for them to do that for a trailer too. That's the funniest part. So they're going out of their way to give us needless work that they don't have to do, while also spoiling a lot of, like, sometimes it can be for a comedy, a joke that would be funny and have an audience roaring, but we already know it, so it's just another joke. And we'll say, oh, the best part was in the trailer. It's not sometimes we say the trailer is sometimes better than the movie. Yeah. They need the trailer to be definitely something like that, where it's just like, oh, hey, look, this is an actual teaser trailer. Actual teaser. Lived up to the namesake. So, well done.
Loved it.
Yeah. Toho, of course, has the deal with Legendary where they can release a Godzilla movie in any year they're not releasing a movie over here. So they have to get this out by the end of the year, and I'm glad to see it's getting a theatrical release here because I'll probably check it out. I love me some Godzilla. So, yeah. It's sad that it's not a sequel to Shin Godzilla, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what it is, and it looks like they're kind of taking it back to the old school again.
Oh, it's not good. Then maybe I'll go see it then.
Yeah.
Mexican will be there.
I like
opening
Shin
day.
Godzilla, but
I might even fly up and go with Max.
I liked Shin Godzilla because it was like a comment on how bad governments run.
There's also a comment on not using Godzilla in the movie.
Well, okay. See, did you get that though? That the movie was more about?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that's
handling. That's all right.
About humans.
Well, it was about how horribly they're handling this problem. Yeah.
It's about Godzilla standing there like a statue for 3 hours.
And well, it was commenting on a recent disaster they had too, and how the government had handled it.
The nuclear meltdown.
Yeah, because they were like making meetings to have meetings and shit instead of actually doing anything. And by the time they actually did anything done, everything's been destroyed already, and this thing's evolved into this huge monster. Like I find it very hilarious in a kind of.
I went to the Fathom event in 2016 when it showed them like one night or whatever.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of neat.
A lot of people like it. I'm in the minority on that one. A lot of people really like it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's different. I mean, we've had a million Godzilla movies, so I'm not one who's like, I'm pretty lenient when it comes to Godzilla.
It's a fair call.
Yeah.
I'll take giant robots.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see monsters when I go see Godzilla movie.
Yeah, I'm not happy with what they did with the new Ultraman. But
you didn't like Shin Ultraman?
No.
A lot of people are telling me I should see that. So,
why are they obsessed with shins, by the way? Why don't they go all the way up? I mean, monster movie.
That was almost Shadow level.
Yeah.
I do those on purpose. That's like that was gloriously horrible.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been a big Ultraman guy, so I'm just like whatever. But there you go.
There you go.
But yeah, so we had another trailer here. We had two more. Which one do you guys want to watch? We got A or B?
A.
All right. A for Ahsoka.
Yeah, I have not seen this. I have not seen this.
Oh, you have not seen this. Get ready for some girl power.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I've already seen Guy Free.
I haven't seen it.
It's all girls.
In order to create,
except for the villain.
we are no Jedi.
Who's the late Ray Stevens?
Yes.
R.I.P.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
No, it's not.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you
Chopper.
to help me prevent another one.
Sabine
You and I
Wren.
both know who could help you with this.
Sorry,
She's
not
still
Sabine. Harrison Dula is what I meant.
I have a
to
dumb
say.
question since you're taking a break.
And Sabine.
Yeah, making it a little transformative.
Are there any guys in the show?
No.
Well, the bad guys.
Ray
Yeah, well,
Stevenson.
the baddies are.
All the villains, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
they-
think
they
they're
are-
going to
they
show
are
the weird
flying.
Not even
mutant
Ezra.
kid.
Sorry, let me rephrase. Are there any good guys in the show?
No,
No,
No.
No.
but they
Not
are
even
flying
Ezra.
a giant IUD there.
that is true.
I got a feeling Ezra's not. Not a
Ooh.
hero.
No, Ezra's not in this show.
So-
Well, they. No.
Even if
not in
Ezra
the show.
Bridger was in
And-
it, he doesn't qualify.
And we have not seen the freaky mutant child of Hera and Freddie Prinze Jr. They have a kid,
Oh,
and it's human. It's a human Twi'lek hybrid, and we haven't seen that yet.
oh, okay.
It's
As
Velma.
stubborn as
Is
ever.
Sam in this one?
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from
Say
him.
that name. Name
Just
drop.
like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me,
Master.
You know what's sad is some of this would actually kind of be intriguing if we hadn't had so much crap.
Well, it's true. I love Rebels. I watched it 3
And it's
times.
not if it
I
wasn't-
should be
yeah,
really
Filoni,
hyped
baloney,
about this
yeah.
show, and I'm not at all. That's it. This should be the show I'm most excited about.
Agreed.
But I'm not.
I like Rebels also, but yeah, you kind of have to get
I mean,
excited about this one.
This kind of looks like a fan film, I'm not going to lie, but
Yeah, it does.
As a Jedi,
Good part.
sometimes you have to make the decision no one else
Is that
can.
Ezra?
But I'm counting on you to see this.
yeah,
through.
that's Ezra Miller. He's going to choke that bitch.
Nice haircut.
That was not a nice haircut.
Lightsaber?
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain.
How's that?
You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
And the trailer's edited in that way that it's supposed to make you get all jazzed with the, you know, the.
Well, they love that sound effect.
Yeah.
I like the
Anyway.
Thrawn casting.
I'm not
They-
watching this garbage. Fuck it. I'm out. I was excited for
there's
Ahsoka.
that-
Fuck it. I'm out. I'm
Got
not
that
gonna-
little
I can't
shot of the
do this
veil of the
myself
Force
anymore.
in there. It's like teasing us, like, "Hey,
We need
yeah,
to
we got the
focus
veil
on
of the
the
Force.
future.
We're gonna
And the
do the
fu-
thing, right?" No, they're not.
We need to focus on the future. The future is script doctors coming to the U.S. This writer's strike ends. I take them and I duct tape them to the front of Lucasfilm, and I leave one hand open so he can write me some good scripts for Disney Plus.
Wow.
You're laughing. You
I
watch.
told y'all Filoni ain't your friend.
Oh yes, me too.
Always two there are. There's Kathleen Kennedy and there's Fish Filoni. And Fish Filoni's going to be the one who eventually takes out Kathleen Kennedy. She keeps mentioning his name. He's her apprentice. We'll get him. He will be the new master.
Which makes Favreau the pawn.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Favreau's Dooku. He's going to be, his hands will be chopped off and then beheaded.
Mm-hmm. He already has been script.
Essentially, yeah.
Paul, you're in deep thought, it looks like. That or you're just completely bored.
You know,
Maybe-
I've got so many thoughts. Number one is at no time should anybody be pissed off at a movie featuring all women heroic characters. But we're living in a time where we just don't trust Disney. And they've metaphorically
That's fair.
kicked like so many of our male heroes in the nuts that I'm reacting to that. I'm going, really? Okay, like I like the Ahsoka character. I've always liked her. I like the actress playing that character. I think she was really good in season 1 of The Mandalorian. But I'm not convinced of the gravitas of the other, fighting babes. I'm just not. It's a very difficult thing to do, and I'm going to be incredibly sexist in saying it's just the women do not have a range to do that kind of heroic characters.
But not because they are that. It's because that's who they chose to be those characters. And
Yeah,
So I'd argue
and they
that that's not sexist. Paul.
No,
I
and
do
they hire
kindly
squeaky
disagree
young
on that part.
things.
Yes, and those are obviously clearly not, the people who, or the ladies who are definitely qualified for these parts. Yeah, no, I agree with you in that regard. No, that's not sexist. It's just you're seeing it for what it is. You're not saying it because they're women.
No, and the thing is too, the women of Hollywood are no longer like the older generation when you had like Bette Davis, who had that smoky a bourbon voice at 14 years of age. You know, and all the girls they have now just are squeaky voiced young things with male hips. I mean, it just that there's no variety, you know, in them. Oh yeah, they put the blonde, the platinum blonde on one. Great. Now she looks like Charlize Theron from Atomic Blonde. Bravo. That was a good bit of differentiation.
Isn't that ironic though that they boast about diversity yet all those characters act the same and there's no diversity of personality?
None, because they're pretending to be men.
Absolutely is.
Men don't have personality.
That's the various stages, I guess you could say, of, well, not to make this too political, but the feminist ways. First it was the equality. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But then all of a sudden it was just like, well, now we want revenge. And now we are the men. And that's where we're at now. We're at the we are the men stages.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine any of those women saying Clint Eastwood's line from Torino saying, "Get off my lawn"?
They're going to cry.
Did anyone say that line? Any of them? No.
My favorite one was "Shut your fucking face."
Pardon me, what?
That was hilarious.
A woman couldn't say that line without all the men around her snickering at the innuendo to it.
Not only that, is my favorite line from that one is "Shut your fucking face."
And there are just this is why you want a mixture of men and women. You don't necessarily want to have all guys, although I will say The Dirty Dozen is one of my favorite films.
Greatness. Love it.
And replacing one of the guys with a woman, I wouldn't have seen the point of it.
Well, I honestly,
I'm being a real old jerk here.
No, I mean, I think I wouldn't
apologize.
have a problem with this being what it is if you guys have hit the nail on the head already. And that is, we don't trust their track record.
No,
right? You can't make basically like, you know, this kind of a story, which could be interesting considering you got these strong female characters in this universe that are pre-established.
Which
now
is
you're bringing
fine.
them all together, even though one of them suddenly has force powers that didn't before, as far as I can tell here. But I'm not even going to get into all that, which could be fun, but it feels forced here, unfortunately. And that's the other problem we have is the political part of it. You're going to say something, CC?
I was going to say, it has all the potential in the world to be a fantastic series, especially if you liked Rebels in the first place. Ezra is a great character. They're a great cast of characters. And the way Rebels ended, you know, Thrawn is a great villain, very, very beloved by the fan base. Ezra's struggles with the dark side are fascinating. The way his powers with the Force are communicating with animals. It's a very unique take. And he has darkness in him. And he's connected with Thrawn. And he spent many years with Thrawn. There's a lot of great potential stories to tell there. And this should be a tremendously exciting show for the fan base. But we don't trust Disney at this point.
And again,
to do
we have
something
now seen
amazing
so
with
many women stomping around angrily, like in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes. Right.
Like, okay, stomping around angrily is not power. It's not strength. And
not
it's
to mention
boring.
just the convoluted storyline with that.
I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah, but I mean, her
talking
switch
about-
at the end from being a bad guy through the whole thing to being a good guy. It's
Yeah.
like, that's the other thing I was
Well,
kind of
that's
getting
another
confused.
thing too. So I don't
Yeah,
trust
but-
Disney. I'm pissed off at losing our heroes, and I'm maybe reacting childishly. Maybe I am. I'm going to go away.
I'm glad you're finally. I just want to say that the circle is now complete. The Paul Chato that I met over a year and a half ago, the optimistic guy that told me I'm overly sensitive and I'm coming too far from the right side of things. And
taken out of you. You are now part of the dark side.
it's taken God knows how many. It took 100,000 subs and God knows how many live streams. But Paul is with us now, people.
You are the dark side.
Now I'm still the positive guy. I've been really enjoying Silo. and
Oh my
that
God.
has a-
I
that
just
has
saw
a
Silo
strong
when you
female
recommended.
lead.
I just
Pardon
saw Silo on your recommendation. I deep dived it in the last week. Holy crap. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's grab
And doesn't that have a strong female lead?
Absolutely. It's got several great female characters
Yes.
in it, and they're all executed incredibly well.
Correct.
With great different personalities, great different roles, various functions within the storyline. Look, Silo as a series has some problems overall, I think, from a showrunner perspective. The production value is fantastic, but at least how they treated these characters in terms of the various backgrounds that they come from, well done. Bravo.
And it's very diverse.
That's what I mean.
And Rebecca, however, does flip into her English accent every once in a while.
I noticed that. I did notice that.
But she is great in it. She holds the screen. And I have to say, getting Tim Robbins was genius.
Yeah.
Paul and Mike recommend.
Yeah. So there's, I just want to say that in my defense, that I'm not against women being in this stuff. It's a question of just make it good and hire the right people.
Paul and Mike finally agree on something.
Green Skull says, does diversity mean no good males? Kind of.
Well,
no
I mean,
white
to the
people
who are politically aligned like that, yes.
Yeah, and then Icthulu says, thank you for that, Green Skull. Icthulu says, Thrawn looks like Elon.
Yep. I was thinking,
picture side by side.
First thing I saw, I thought
a little bit
Elon looked like Elon.
Dearest says, Paul is right. However, Disney is pointedly keeping the men out of their beloved IP. Yes, indeed, in more ways than one.
But not out of their women's washroom, apparently.
Whoa.
Yeah, no shit.
Whoa.
You can do that here. See,
that was good. That was
that
was perfectly timed.
Yeah, that was. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, Paul, don't bend over backwards. The dog has bitten us every time we tried to feed it.
Yeah,
don't apologize for flinching. Of course, this is before you've made your final turn. They have ruined all the female cast. They have made women all seem horrible. Not you. Frame it properly so Disney has to be defensive, says Mr. Tickle Trunk. Indeed.
You want to see a movie with two unbelievably strong female actresses. Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go watch that. And you'll see a tour de force of two women going for it. That's just one unbelievably good movie.
Or Weekend at Lesbian Heaven. There's two women going at it in that too. Mecha J says this trailer just screams the Force is female. Oh yeah. You know what's funny is I actually came across the original high-res images of that Force is female stuff the other day. It's kind of funny. Tiger Valley says, fact, Charlize Theron surname is pronounced Tron. Okay.
She's gone kind of nuts.
She has a little bit.
Yeah.
Action Com says, Chato knew old man Sedgwick when he was middle-aged man Sedgwick.
That's mean.
That was mean. That was a little mean, but funny.
That was mean.
But funny. We got one more trailer. You got time for one more trailer here, Paul?
Yeah, then I got to bow out.
Mikey, are you paying attention? Because you're the Mexican diversity hire whatever thingy that you got to comment.
I know I'm the DEI officer.
Whatever that is, you got to comment on this.
All right, I'm ready. Oh, I think I saw this last night on IMAX.
Latest Blue Beetle?
Yeah. Let's go. God, this movie's going to suck. Keep going.
Arsenal at my disposal.
Anything, please.
Watch and learn, Jaime.
Cal. Yeah, okay. God, this movie's going to suck. It's gonna completely suck.
Wow.
Just, you know what? Straight to streaming and start. Go ahead and give me DC something else. Like I said 2 weeks ago on this fucking show. You know, I'm not this show. About this fucking movie. I meant to say, not MEAD. I meant this fucking movie.
You're fine.
I'm ready for Blue Beetle 2, the sequel. And Chato, here's my script idea. You ready?
Okay.
Blue Beetle 2, Battle for the Border. In this amazing story, Blue Beetle takes on his new arch nemesis, Brown Cockroach.
Chat says we're done.
Thanks,
Six.
Did Warner Brothers pull us down? Are you serious?
No way.
Or was it the fucking song? Probably
the song did it. Yeah.
I'm sick.
You
tired.
sons of bitches.
Oh,
I'm
man.
tired of
You
this.
sons
that's a
of
full
bitches.
takedown.
Oh my God, it's a full
You
takedown.
Sons of bitches.
It'll be back.
Crap.
Wait, didn't MEAD get taken down the last time we played Blue Beetle? I seem to remember that. The last time he played
I
Blue
think
Beetle.
it was a. Was it?
I think it was.
Let me see here. Let me see what they fucking went after me with here.
It says stream unavailable.
It'll bounce back in a minute.
Yeah, it usually does.
Bunch of horse shit.
Oh, we've been taken down.
It says stream suspended for policy violations.
Yeah,
we're
it
dead.
it's not a copyright claim because it's still monetized.
Oh,
what the fuck?
I had
Somebody's
that on
flagging
karaoke too.
us. Somebody's flagging
Stream was
us.
taken down twice when Culture Casino was singing, and there was no claims after the show.
No, we're dead.
What the fuck? If somebody says bot attack, that's what it feels like to me, yeah. Oh, we stirred up Mecha Random again. Maybe that's what it was.
We have 5 dislikes. How do we have 5 dislikes on the show?
That's what I'm saying.
You ever notice we always have 3 to 5 dislikes no matter what?
Yeah.
Why is that?
There we go. We're back.
I got it too.
We're back.
And we're up. And we're back.
All right.
We had to take a nap after that boring trailer.
Yeah, no shit.
We're back.
So, I don't know what it was. If it was the music, the trailer, somebody flagging us. Either way, we're back. Fuck them. Paul, what'd you think of the trailer?
I'm tired of this ultra modern music on all these like hard hitting bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And you feel nothing.
Yeah.
I think it's
Play some
really
cool.
sad when they always think, oh well, if it's gonna be a movie like Black Panther, it has to be rap because let's forget that there's great guitar players like Chuck Berry and Jimi Hendrix. It's just it's the worst. Once again, they don't really see diversity even in Latinos or even blacks. And I think that's really kind of messed up that they put them in these groups. Like, well, if you're black, this is your lived experience. If you're Espanol, this is your lived experience, and that's not at all. Like many Latinos like rock music, like Latinos like rap music, many Latinos like old-fashioned music, or obviously Hispanic, just straight up traditional Hispanic music. Like it ain't just even music. There's a wide range of things that they like. Some like to dress like they're Americans. Some like to do like they're from Mexico or their wherever their home country is, Argentina, whatnot. Yeah, it's really messed up how they see one personality per race.
And I love some hip hop. There's some great stuff out there. I would just say with the trailer music, it was really, really loud. I felt like my ears were getting tired because it was just.
Yeah, and I see people are like, turn off the monitor. No, they didn't even claim anything. I think somebody's flagging us. I'll be 100% honest with you. I got 0 claims. It's still monetized, so it's not even been demonetized. Yeah, that's a little sus. Anyway, I think it has less to do with the trailers and more to do with somebody with a butt hurting us for some reason.
Yep.
Man, are you saying that it might be possible that there's someone out there that doesn't like us or this show?
Oh, I got a lot of enemies.
Oh.
Perverted Jester says, way off topic, if Zach Morris could stop time, does that make him part of the superhero crowd? Zach Morris of Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
There's
way too much Iron Man 1 in this Blue Beetle. I mean, you've
Yes,
got
there
the
is.
Jeff Bridges character.
Right.
Like with his own bigger, giant version of, Blue
perverted
Beetle.
perverted variation of the Blue Beetle thing. Yeah.
And I got pissed off in Iron Man 2 when they had, again, they went back to the same well.
This is the first time I've really felt brought down by this outside of the Batman line, because I was kind of on board for this movie, and this trailer really kind of...
It sucks. This trailer sucks.
Yeah, this trailer sucks.
Tom's
So you hear
fault.
that, Warner Brothers? It fucking
Tom's
sucks.
fault. Tom's fault.
How's it my fault?
Because you willed this movie into existence.
I
and that-
willed the casting, not the movie. The movie was already in existence.
somehow you would. I don't believe in that like manifestation crap, but somehow with this movie, you guys, that's you and Paulie, 100.
The movie was already announced. We just talked about the casting. That's all.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Me and Script are gonna fix it when I duct tape him to Warner Brothers Studio on day 2.
And then Mr. Tickle Trunk agrees with that trailer. Mexican Iron Man needs to sue.
Actually, that trailer is Mexican Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That is they're stealing my. I should be getting my own movie. James Gunn. Why aren't I getting my own movie? DC's willing to put their money behind a beaner. This guy isn't the only. James Gunn, are you hearing me? This kid is not the only beaner. You've had me, and I've been a DC fan for 3 or 4 decades now.
I think it's more so that he's stealing your story. But Mecha J says, Mikey, you feel represented in this trailer.
No, I need the true Mexican Iron Man story. 1 beaner, 1 iron suit, 1 tortilla, 1 adventure. That's what I need.
Again, if you want it to be alliterative, just throw blue in front of that.
So this is another superhero story where
I have another dumb question. Last part of my rant, and then I'll shut up because I'm just angry and mad and pissed off and disappointed, and I didn't plan to be, and that's the kind of diet I'm having right now. But let me ask you this. Why is it everywhere that I turn to, anytime I see any movie, whether it's Disney, DC, Marvel, why are all my people, do they have to go from brown to blue? Why? Every single time. Indigenous, I go to Avatar, the indigenous people are blue. I go to Wakanda Forever, the Mexican tortilla farmers are turned blue. I turn on this freaking thing, my latest DC movie, and
It's
again,
because
the Mexican goes blue. I
you.
get it. It's Blue Beetle, but still, why can't my people be brown?
Because you only drive Ford.
What?
The logo, blue logo on the Ford. Never mind.
Oh, I didn't get that one.
It's a stretch.
This is why we need
That was a
Paul
stretch.
Shadow and me to team up for Hey Brownie Studios. We're gonna.
I like it. I like the Hey Brownie studio.
And then what's your first thought? Says, why should anyone care about a DC movie coming any out? Well, the thing is with this one is really this one had potential because it doesn't really have any real connection to any of the other DC stuff. So this could have been a fun.
It could have been good. Now, the point I was going to make is I know I talk about anime a lot, and you guys have probably never seen this, but I mean the idea of some kind of parasitic agent changing someone and then having them go through those changes to discover what it is that this parasite is doing for them. There actually happens to be a Japanese anime called Parasite. And
yeah, it's a good one.
You know it. It is absolutely brilliant. And you know, it's about a creature that actually inhabits humans and overcomes them, but by an accident, it's only able to inhabit a portion of our hero, and then they become allies. And the transformation is slow and interesting, and the learning part of it is interesting. And I mean, I would recommend anybody to watch Parasite. It's not spelt Parasite; it's spelt weird. So I don't know whether Karaoke knows the proper spelling. Or
I'd have to double check. I thought it had a Y in it.
Yeah, but it's great, and this Blue Beetle looks nothing like it. It needed to have that kind of part of the fun of Blue Beetle. Absolutely must be the discovery, the slow discovery, and that whole scene where the bus is cut in half. That's horrific. That's not a Yahoo moment. That's not a, oh my God, the suit saved me. No, asshole, you almost killed an entire bus full of people. Like it's I don't know who thought that was funny or useful.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Then we got Perverted Jester. I'm going to answer your question. Yes, it does make him part of the superhero crowd if Zach Morris could stop time. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, Paul, A League of Their Own is a good template too. Mostly female cast. It's even feminist for the time, and still a fantastic movie with humor and heart. Yes,
that's right. But that's because the men were off at war and they couldn't do useful sports stuff, and it was only women who were left. Like what?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Then we got Six, who says, "Can you talk about Venom? Why was there new Venom news, or are you just being funny?"
I like Venom, sorta.
I didn't hate the first one. I thought the second one was a bit of a letdown. But, it had its moments.
That's one way to put it. Letdown.
As far as unless there's news about a third one that I'm not aware of, I think she's just being goofy. And then we had Randall Orser here who sent in his member chat. Let me grab this here.
So disappointed with the Blue Beetle. Wow.
Randall Orser, who says, if BB comes out and more than likely bombs, do you think they'll make the Gunverse? No. There's going to be enough time between that and Aquaman and the new movies before people just forget about Aquaman and the other bombs. Yeah. Jack White says it's called Parasite the Maxim. Spelled Parasyte here.
Okay.
There you go. And then Jack White says, did any of you check out the first episode of the new Rurouni Kenshin anime?
Nope.
Negative.
And Culture comes in at the last minute, but I think you're just getting back.
You probably just got from Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Dude.
Okay. Anyway, take care, folks.
Oh no!
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
When have we ever
We're
signed
kidding.
up? When have
We're
we
kidding.
ever
What did
signed
you
up?
think, Culture? You've been waiting to talk about this movie. Go.
Okay, so tomorrow my official review will be out on the channel. Grant's going to edit it right now. I had a right fresh out of the theater thoughts, which were completely out of space, so I'm not sure that'll make a lot of sense. But then I actually get to the studio and talk about it. I'm going to tell you this. This is a movie you will walk out of with a smile on your face.
Yep.
You will enjoy every single second of it. There's no letdown. I was already really excited and amped up for this film, and it still exceeded my expectations. The acting was perfect. The story was incredible. It's like something Script would have written, perhaps, or maybe Paul would have, ideated. I know ideated. I was going to give you credit for like having an idea. So
You look like you just had sex, dude.
I'm it was good.
I saw it. Culture, just so you know, Tom
agree.
notes that I saw it last night, and he hasn't asked me about it at all in the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
that right there is that's what we call Tom Cruise racism right there, because yeah. And here's the other thing.
You want me to break y'all's hearts real quick? Okay, I was gonna go see this last night. I did cancel my tickets because part of it's financial, the other parts are just things it got in the way. I didn't really get a chance
It's
to
also
go.
a 4-hour journey for you.
All that crap on top of it all. But guess what? I've been revisiting the first 6 movies. I've only seen the first 2 originally.
Oh, okay.
I'm not liking them all that much. I don't think they're that great. In fact, I'm starting to think 2 was a high point.
Well, that's because you've been watching
I'm breaking
the last
y'all's heart.
No, see, now we're gonna get in a fight. But now it's fighting words because you like rushing through the last few movies like it's homework, and you can't watch these movies for homework. And more importantly, I'm gonna disagree with Culture on one point. I did not think the script was that great or the storyline, and I think there are 5 or 6 things that I can't wait that I think Script's gonna point out, because I've learned a lot about writing from Script through his Patreon. By the way, if you're not already on Script's Patreon, make sure you sign up for his Patreon, because it's a fascinating read, the way his mind works and the way whether he's telling you about writing or he's dissecting shows. I'm giving you a plug, Script, but I mean, I've learned a lot since you posted your Patreon up. And I don't respond, and I'm not very active on the boards, but I read everything, and it's fascinating. And now I better understand when you and Tom get in fights about scripts and stuff. But I do think that there's about 5 or 6 things that coulda, woulda, should have been fixed differently. But I had a great time. But here's the thing: you have to see this movie in a theater and as big a screen as physically humanly possible. There is no way that this movie should be watched on an iPad or a home telephone or a home computer monitor or a cell phone. Hint, hint, CC Karaoke. Hint, hint.
I'm 300 miles from a theater.
Not my problem. Start driving now. I want you to know that to see a movie in 4DX, I've driven over 300 miles to Jacksonville to watch it in Jacksonville or Orlando. That's fair. That's the kind of movie goer that I am, CC Karaoke. Anyway, Culture, love you. It was awesome, huh? Culture?
It was great. It was an incredible film. I'm not sure what Mike's talking about. I think he went to the wrong movie.
You just killed his buzz worse than I did.
No, I said there's 5 or 6 small storytelling elements that I think could have been fixed. I'm talking about dialogue, but I'm talking in terms of the actual movie. I'll tell you what it mostly does. It makes Indiana Jones look like a fucking joke. If you look at that, that train scene in Indy 5 versus the train scene in this one, and I got to tell you, I'm kind of train scened out, but there's a train scene in this movie, and it makes Indiana Jones look like crap. The other thing that it did is that car chase scene.
Exactly, right?
That car
both
chase scene.
Movies use cheap cars.
Don't give it
One
away.
is way better than
I'm
the
not
other.
going to give it away, but I'm going to say the car chase scene. There's a car chase scene. There's actually 2 car chase scenes, but one of the 2 car chase scenes is very much reflective of almost what I thought I just tried to see in Indy 5, and it makes Indy. Mangold just got his ass handed to him. Mangold got his ass kicked, completely and totally kicked. And the girls, the ladies in this film,
wow.
Holy shit.
I know. All right. E. Clay, to answer this question without doing any spoilers, I'm going to say this had a satisfying cliffhanger. The midpoint is satisfying. And so you're not going to be hung out to dry completely, but there is more coming. And I'm gonna share something that I said during the review that I think is really important. When the film finishes and you're at that satisfying midpoint, because it is satisfying, you are left in that moment going, I want to see the next 2.5 hours of this movie.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because normally you're like 2.5 hours in, you're like, man, I'm looking for I need lunch, I gotta go, but no, this one you didn't do that. It was really, really good.
All right, well, we're gonna get going here ourselves because we're losing some people, and I know you came late to the party. I can't help it, Culture.
That's fine. It's fine.
And I'm sure we'll talk more Mission Impossible on the morning show. Anyway. Yeah.
I recommend the movie.
There you go. And CC saw it
if
too.
you didn't like Mission Impossible before now, I don't know if this is going to change your mind, but if you're at all interested in it, yeah.
Haley Atwell. Just Haley Atwell.
Wow. Yeah. All right, well, let's go around the horn here. Paul, what do you got going on?
Well, Script and I are going on a date tomorrow. We're going to go see The Sound of Music.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
You sure you weren't supposed to see The Sound of Freedom instead?
Oh, we got the tickets to the wrong one. Damn, sorry.
Oh, shit.
Being moved. They're being
Script,
moved.
I bought tickets to The Sound of Music.
That's okay. We can go see the Von Trapp children get trafficked.
Wow. Trafficking in the Von Trapp kids. I like that. Oh, that's good.
Oh.
So
Nicholas Hammond comes back to his role as an old man to rescue the Von Trapp siblings.
Six says, what's your favorite preposition?
Preposition H.
Oh,
preposition H.
Missionary.
You stole it, Script. I was gonna say that.
Anyways,
good.
we'll report back on the Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom.
Yep. We'll do that. And I
Excellent
want
movie.
to see Mission Impossible too, although that's not. Is that officially out?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Well, they moved it up because he wanted it worldwide, everywhere, or whatever, and stuff like that. They had last night. They had premium screenings.
Yeah.
Mr. Trunk says favorite adjectives in a time travel movie.
Fast. No, wait, that's not an adjective. Sorry.
Well, I can answer both of the questions that were posed in forms of the super chat in just one phrase, a prepositional phrase. On time.
There you go.
There you go.
A USS Cushing says, did they have to rip off the entirety of Iron Man for Blue Beetle? Yeah, we kind of were thinking the same damn thing. It felt like Iron Man Ray Do. Clobby, what you got going on?
Well, just the usual stuff all week. Wildcard Wednesday night, tomorrow night. Maybe Loki's Roundtable as well. The comic Roundtable before that at 7.
Ooh,
then mine at 9. And then, of course, the Clubhouse with Raquel and
Clubhouse
and Mark. Clubhouse. Clobby's Clubhouse on Thursday night. And then Saturday night, Star Trek. As we're starting at our long-going mission to review all of Real Trek. We're starting with Star Trek Voyager this week, the very beginning.
All right.
Well,
thank you for being here, Clobby.
Thank you.
Nick, you got Toxic Tuesday coming up here in a little bit. This stream will redirect you to over there. You're going to be watching.
Yes, sir.
We're talking
Invasion
about, I should say,
USA.
Invasion USA.
Chuck Norris, less than a half hour from now. It's going to be diabolical, and it's the most Chuck Norris movie that Chuck Norris can ever do, and I stand by that. So I'll hope to see you guys in a half hour for that. So please come hang out. It's going to be fun. Thank you for having me, Tom, and great show as always. And Wrenches, thank you for your service of wrenching.
Speaking of wrenches, Six sent us in another super chat and says, go see Sound of Freedom. Yes, I agree.
Yes, it was great.
Oh, you got to see it too, Clobby?
I did. Went yesterday.
What'd you think?
It's powerful. I don't know really how to describe it other than the week before that when I was dumb enough to go see In Banana Jones. There were only 2 people in the theater at 3 o'clock on the first day, and both of them arrived there in my truck. Yesterday, 2:30 in the afternoon, just nothing movie at a mom and pop theater in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It was almost packed, almost completely filled up. So, and it's
Script
doing very
Doctor.
well.
Script Doctor had to check out, but do check out his Patreon. But yeah, I'm glad that you heard to hear that you enjoyed it. I mean, well, enjoyed it's a weird word.
Sense, but
I know. Like,
it
it's an experience. Yeah,
it's an experience. And Andre's video on it was brilliant. By the way. You guys
Oh, glad
Yes,
you
it
enjoyed that.
was. It was really good. I
I
agree.
think we got a follow up in the works here.
Ooh.
Nice.
And we got a member chat from Maximum Effort Puppy. I can't watch Sound of Freedom. I broke down on the trailer. Doing the pay it forward. Thank you guys. Oh no, that's totally understandable. From some people, it's just not going to be.
Yeah,
a movie
Picasso.
to-
Yeah, Picasso. It's a
And
rough
Six,
watch.
I always thank you. What are you talking about?
You
I
know,
thank
Tom,
every day.
I feel that you don't appreciate sex, so I will go ahead and take over those duties, Six. I will appreciate you as much as you need appreciated.
We don't need another lawsuit, Mike.
What? Don't worry, I'm human resources. I'll make sure they go away.
Yeah, that's why we have a lawsuit.
Emphasis on human.
Yeah, because you keep putting your hands on too many humans. Is that a good place for that or no?
I don't know. I feel like look, Mexican Iron Man's a good second story, man.
Oh
wow! Holy crap! That's what I get.
He
for
was
being on
talking
your
about all the
side.
windows in his house earlier.
Hey, so Mike, how about
What?
you come out to Vegas and hang out with me with the Salty Nerd guys this weekend?
Because I'm in South Carolina.
Get on a plane.
No.
It's like your little
No,
tiny
I'm supposed I can't. I got a client trying to buy another business, and as it is, I'm stuck in South Carolina. I was supposed to be out. I was supposed to already be out in California like this past week, and I'm still
Well,
stuck.
hey, okay, so stop over in Vegas.
No.
All right.
I'm not flying out this weekend. I'm stuck here right now. Show us on the doll where Mike appreciated you. Wow. Wow. Wow.
That one wins the internet. That's it. That's beautiful.
Wow.
Dang.
That was really good. I gotta say that was
Wow.
My side hurts now.
Wow.
wow.
Ouch. Oh.
That was a good one.
Oh, all right. I gotta go. My side
All right,
hurts.
I gotta go too. I'm gonna be on Snow Dubs
Take
Taco
care.
Tuesday later.
We got CC. What you got going on?
7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Got the Doc Danger and CC music show. Definitely check it out if you want to discover new music because it's been building momentum. I think it's going to be a success. I'm excited about it. We're playing music videos, like they used to do on MTV, but playing artists that get buried by the internet algorithm. Amazing music. And people that have got like 100 views on their music video because, well, it's tough to break through, right? So check that out for sure.
All right. And then we've got let's see here. We got all those. Okay. Culture, what do you got coming up?
Oh, well, I got the 2 videos I do every day, plus the 6-minute daily, plus Midnight's Edge in the morning. It's Wednesday. I think I'm playing video games over with Dad Man Walking tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing Fortnite, which I haven't played for a long time, so I'm going to die a lot. It'll be if you want to watch me die a lot and say bad words, that's a stream to watch. That's all I got, Tom. Sorry.
And Mikey, the best YouTuber I know, what you got going on?
I'm gonna be on Snow Dubs Taco Tuesday in 45 minutes.
Ah.
Sorry, I conflict with you, Nick.
Okay,
I'm
maybe
not a
one
you-
day you and Snowdub one day should just join us.
Ooh, there you
That
go.
would be a fine
there you
idea,
go.
but I can't control that since I'm not a YouTuber. You'll have to talk to him. He is a YouTuber.
Oh, good Lord.
I'd be glad to talk to Mr. Snowdub. Him and I've gotten to know each other pretty well in the last few weeks, so we'll have to make that happen.
Michael?
Yes, sir. Uh-oh, he called me Michael. That means he's mad at me. Uh-oh.
No, thou shalt not bear false witness.
Wow. He's going all 10 commandments on me.
You are a YouTuber, sir.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Well,
Culture,
with
you're,
that,
gonna, you're gonna hit 10K, and then you're gonna have to go shirts off.
It's fine.
I don't believe you.
It's look. I'm going to take my shirt off, and people are going to unsubscribe. It's fine.
that's what I'm saying. I don't believe
And
he's
then
gonna
you'll
take
hit
his shirt
10K
off.
again and have to do it all over again.
He's too scared.
I will not do it again.
We'll
This
find
is
out he's
one-
Sasquatch.
One and done. Look, no, it's not really that bad. I mean, dude, I am not the guy in the pool with a sweater on. You know what I mean? So we're fine. We got to go. Nick left. We're done.
Yeah, we got to go.
Hit the
Mikey, I love you. You got nothing coming up? You're gonna plug?
I already did. I got to go to the bathroom and I got to go eat.
All right, that's right. All right, take care,
Bye.
everybody. We'll
Night,
see you on the
everybody.
next programs. Sadie's got to go outside. Yeah. Bye. Friends, if you're looking for real old school laughs, you're in for a treat because we've got them right here. Flip City Magazine. Remember Mad Magazine? Then it went woke? Well, don't worry. Flip City has no chance of going woke. That's right. 4 times a year, you'll get an actual printed magazine full of jokes, stories, comics, and more, all about today's pop culture, entertainment, and woke politics. Flip City takes terrible entertainment trends we love to hate with hilarious parodies of Lord of the Rings, Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, Star Trek, Hunters, and more. Trust me when I say there is nothing else like Flip City on the market. So subscribe today. It will be delivered in print, or you can even get it digitally if you're one of those wacky Zoomers. Either way, follow our link and sign up today, and if you put in midnight, you get an extra 10% off. Check out Flip City Magazine today.
I got molested in the little boy's room.
See ya.